So we finally got a Megacolony base ride line mixed in with some Neo Nector elements, so let's begin. But first, the generic for lyrical, which is Dazing Bubble Paradise Persea. Grade 2, 10k power, same thing as the other generics of this set that are triple rare. When put on Guardian from hand or discard from hand for ride deck, cost Counterblast 1 or Energy Blast 3 to draw a card with the second skill of Auto. When placed on rearguard, if you persona ride during the turn, cost Counterblast 1 or Energy Blast 3. Choose one of your units until the turn, it gets plus 5k power, and then if you chose a rearguard, you can return that to the hand from rearguard at the end of the turn. Would have been better if it's at middle of battle so you can get some bouncing abilities to re-superior call like in most lyrical decks, but oh well. I say for some of those other lyrical decks that don't really focus on the bouncing aspect, I say it can be pretty decent. And now to the ride line itself, here's the starter, Time of Happiness Lascaria, and then to the grade 1 wiki power, Days of Training Lascaria, which has the skill of auto when rolled upon by the grade 2 Lascaria. Search your deck for one grade 2 or greater Blitz Order without Regardless Fist, reveal it and put it to your hand, of course shuffle your deck. You heard that right, searching for a Blitz Order, meaning that this deck will have some Blitz Order synergy, and I love that already. And then to the grade 2 with 10k power, Oath upon Mother's Sword Lascaria. Mother's Sword, I have to assume this is a passed over weapon, but anyway, it has a skill. Auto when rolled upon by a grade 3 Lascaria, look at top 5 cards of your deck, choose one Veleno named unit or a Blitz Order from among them, reveal it and put it in your hand, of course shuffle your deck. This is basically your setup, once again, Blitz Order, but the Veleno is basically your rearguard lineup. And yes, that name will be very important for the grade 3. In which we go to the grade 3, we're taking power Sword Princess of Dreamblade Lascaria Veleno, which has the skill. Count Vanguard. During your turn, if you have 3 or more Veleno units, all your Veleno units get plus 5k power. If you have 5 or more, while your opponent's at least at grade 3, crit plus 1. And yes, the Veleno unit counts as herself as well, so technically you just need 2 more units with Veleno at least for the 5k power bump. But with a free crit as well, it's not too bad, as long as you don't get nuked. But anyway, second skill, Auto Vanguard. At the end of the battle that this card was attacked and was not hit, if you played a Blitz Order during that battle, you can draw a card, and if you did not countercharge this turn, you can countercharge 1. And here's where the Blitz Order kind of comes in. I'll have to say the timing of it is not exactly the best, because yeah, you have to basically guard with a Blitz Order for this to work. But I do kind of like that this does play a little defensively similar to Direful Doll. Sure, the condition of it is not that great compared to the offensive effect where it's basically mass power plus free crit, but overall it's not too bad, especially when this is practically free. And now to the Blitz Order itself. Ever since Shadow Dreamblade, which is a grade 2 Blitz Order, and you play it by Energy Blasting 2. Choose a unit being attacked, it gets plus 20k power until the end of that battle, and then you can play an additional Blitz Order this turn. And yes, the more of these you play, the more you can actually increase the amount of Blitz Orders you play. Basically using energy for a 20k shield, not too bad. The nice part is that being a 20k shield while being a Blitz Order can basically override some abilities, which I kind of like. And it's also kind of funny that people have been asking to be using more than one Blitz Order a turn, and we get a deck that allows that, but it has to be on that one deck instead of a ruling, which I also wish it was a ruling instead, but oh well. And now to the supports. Our first card is Veleno Melio, which is a grade 2 with 10 power, and the skill is auto. When placed on rearguard other than battle, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard that is Lascaria, cost, discard a card from your hand, choose a card with a different name from this card from drop zone, call it to rearguard if it's a grade 3 or less unit that is Veleno, and put it to your hand if it's the Blitz Order. Run this to add some consistency for your deck and also because Veleno. Next, Veleno Famiglia Fior, which is a grade 1 wiki power, and the skills auto. When placed on rearguard if your Vanguard is Lascaria, cost Counterblast 1, look at top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with Veleno in its card name or 1 Blitz Order from among them, reveal it and put it in your hand, of course shuffle your deck. Another consistency booster, so you must use this, and it has a second skill of count rearguard during turn. If your Vanguard is Lascaria, plus 2k. Being a 10k booster does help depending on what column you make, but you mainly run this for the first skill. Finally, Veleno Corporal Regime Eriphus, which is a grade 3 with 10k power, and the skills auto rearguard once per turn. At the end of the battle that your grade 3 or greater Lascaria Vanguard attacked, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, cost Counterblast 1, stand this unit. If you have 3 or more Velenos, plus 5k power in your turn, and that includes itself. At least the restand is not very conditional other than your Vanguard being Lascaria, but with the 3 or more units combined with your Lascaria Vanguard, this is going to be a 23k on its own that has 2 attacks. And considering the whole entire deck so far hasn't been really using Counterblast other than this card, yeah, you don't even have a Counterblast issue for this deck. This is just overall pretty good for the deck, and of course we must get a restander in support support section of each deck. So that's it for this new Lascaria Veleno ride line. What do you guys think of it? Honestly, we finally got a Megacolony theme, so that's a nice part. But the second thing I like is it plays another pretty defensive deck with a little more offense. And I'm glad that we finally got a deck that actually focuses a bit with the Blitz Order. Because one thing Vanguard is really lacking right now, especially in D, is basically a lot of offense but not too much defense. And I'm glad that they decided to do more of this. And funny enough, it's not even the main character decks. Part of me is interested in the deck, but at the same time, it's not really my favorite aesthetic because of bug, but I do like the waifu part. So who knows, if it's cheap enough for me to build it in the TCG English side, I'll probably do it. But in that's it for this, and see y'all next time.